streams are working. Did it?
Oh, I see something.
Okay. We don't really care about the YouTube one, but we are on Twitch also.
I love it.
I love Preston's face.
Giant floating head.
It's
You're
just
welcome.
this smile from ear to ear.
Where was that photo taken?
That was actually at a work, an after work party thing.
I was
and
gonna say it looks like a bar.
Yeah, I was at a bar.
I like bars.
So you go to bars? Okay, so I'm like plotting things for when I see you this weekend. Are you
no
gonna
more
be,
than most people, I guess.
Are you going to be up at like a really high, like, a booth that overlooks everyone, or?
No, I'll be lurking though in the shadows.
Okay, so behind games or underneath the pinballs,
Right.
or?
Yeah, you never know.
Wow. Okay. Be gentle. It's my first time. Okay. Let's see. We got this tweet out. Clav has now been informed. I think we're good. I'll go to the Facebook page and that's it. What else do you want to talk about before we start the show? Let's see. It's oh, I created that promo for you using. I don't know if you do you recognize the photo?
No, I mean I recognize the theme, but I don't know where you got the photo.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the original. The thing is that after I created it, I realized I completely miscalculated where your shoulders were, so I apologize. You have more,
no worries.
yeah, your shoulders are way more manly than what I did, and so.
Oh, you just totally drew the shoulders.
I did. I was like, oh, they're about here, because there was not enough contrast between the background. So.
Well, I saw on Clav that someone doesn't know who I am, and they thought I looked like Noise or No Ice. So I was excited about that.
I saw that. I thought it was like some kind of secretive joke or something, but No Ice is a thing. Today I just learned
Noise
about. Do you know what? Oh, I forgot the word. There's some word. Remember? Do you know Little Tay?
I unfortunately just became aware of Little Tay because of like a news article about
Little
it. I'm stupider for knowing it.
Right. Anyway, so when the show starts, I'll look up whatever. There's something where you like when you're fronting, when you're like, oh, gosh, I can't think of the word.
When you're fronting.
Now it's like a cool new word, and we need to all start using it as soon as I can remember what it was. Flexer. That's it. She's flexing. Like, when you start like bragging, that's flexing.
Flexing or flexing?
Yes. Or, well, what, either one works probably.
We are down with the lingo on this show.
Yeah, so everybody start using flexing. Like when you're bragging, you're flexing.
Flexing, is that something you put on top of your hamburger bun?
That's flax.
Oh.
Flax seeds.
Oh.
Those are kind of gross on a burger, but whatever, dude.
I said bun. I didn't say it was burger in there.
Flexing. So that's what we're going to do during my vlog for the show. I'm going to tell John about this so that when I'm filming for John, he'll use the word flexing.
Flexing.
I'm going to say, I'll buy you 2 low-carb beers if you use the word flexing at least once in your video.
So we got Mike Martin in the chat, and I think that's it. We might have a low chat number tonight. Or it's an off night.
I'm informing.
Man, I have a lot of... Uh-oh.
What's going on? Are you all right?
Well, I'm just noticing that I have a number of app recordings that repeat on certain dates, so I need to go back and fix that.
What's an app recording?
That's when we record the show.
The show died.
It did?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
No, the topic. We were doing so good with flexing, and now.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so
yeah.
is this a prank show where you just convince guests to come on and then just never start the show?
Yeah, that's kind of how we like to roll. Well, like
Cool.
a couple of people in the audience before we kick it off. Plus, we started a little late, and this is sort of a cold open right here. We'll just And
So cold, you should start it right now.
Okay, here we go.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Arcade Radio. Intruder alert, intruder alert.
Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 19 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Wednesday, June 6, 2018, and the time is now approximately 7:30 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us in the Arcadosphere. This is your host, Adam Corleone. Tonight I am joined by Mark Time Rental. What? Who is this? You change it up on me, and then I gotta.
You don't read these before you start
Oh
the
my
show?
God! No, this
Not-
is just off the cuff.
not-
Time
I'll do
Runner,
it.
Mark Time Machine Rental.com Shields, or Mike Time Runner, or whatever you want to call him, and the guest host of Arcade Radio this week is Preston Burt. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
You're, we're the ones that should be thanking you. So, let's just jump into what we're working on. What do you say?
I like it. And for the people listening, we're going to sort of combine Preston's interview with what he's working on, since that's basically what we're gonna, they're the same.
He's got
thing.
limited time, so we're gonna roll with the punches.
Busy man. We're gonna call like old Shonies later on. So
Hey, shout out to British 1500 Mike Martin and Dan Copeland, who are in the chat right off the bat. So thanks.
I know two of those guys are going to be hanging out with me this weekend. Looking
Sweet.
forward to it.
I'm excited to meet a lot of the people that never go to the other things.
Oh.
And in a way, bless you for having this show, because a lot of them won't leave. Or they're like, "Oh, it's too far," but I'll go to this, and I'm like, "All right."
Well, and I also have to make a quick shout out to Andy Baldwin. I got that nice orange Donkey Kong Jr. that I'm gonna do a little restoration on, and ripped open the control panel. It's full of micro switches and crap, So I'm putting it back to the way it was meant to be. And Andy hooked me up with a nice refurbished, beautifully restored DK Jr. joystick. So thank you very much.
Nice. What else is going on, Adam? Why don't you just
Should I just keep going?
spill the guts?
Today was a technology nightmare, this week was a technology nightmare week for me. It's only Wednesday, and last week I ordered an iPad Pro. I need one for work, and I thought it'd be great for when I'm on the road and we try to produce this podcast again, something a little more beefier. So I got the new iPad Pro with a pencil, and I was so waiting for it to arrive. Gave my old iPad mini to Christine, and so just kept waiting and waiting. And then I noticed that my phone was broken yesterday. The vibration on it, the vibration motor had died, so no more notifications. So I went in and I traded that in, and I got both my iPad Pro, my pencil, and a new phone yesterday. That has nothing to do with arcades, but I like technology. I guess it does in the respect that we could produce the show with the iPad, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that there's an iPad involved, but
What's wrong with
not
that?
funny. It's not funny. Haha. What? Am I insulting?
It's funny,
I'm
weird.
sorry.
It's funny. So,
Well, it's
listen.
not like you're using like a Commodore 64 or an Amiga. That would be weird, I think.
Yeah. No, it's a 2017 10.5 inch iPad Pro with 512
Beautiful.
gigs of RAM. It's we have computers in the house that are not even as good as that. So
I see.
yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
So-
Anything else going on?
Yeah, no, just working on the Donkey Kong Jr. I actually have to get on that because I got to take the monitor out this week, get that repaired. I have to have it back working in the machine by the 21st because I'm going to have another little shindig. And then I'm going to have the cabinet brought to a little place up the road and have them paint it with automotive paint because it was painted with a roller and it's okay, but I want it to be nice and smooth and match the original color on the inside and all that stuff. So that's my plan.
Nice.
Little-
Okay. And
little-
nothing about some neon? I thought you got some kind of neon that you hung up or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There it is right in print. Very good. So,
I'm pretending like
yeah, so I've been looking for a nice neon to go above my Tapper cocktail. And last week, a Budweiser classic bow tie neon sign came up on Craigslist, or not Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. And it said Budweiser, and then just in white letters below, on tap. And I thought, that's perfect. That's perfect. And so she wanted $275 for it, and I talked her down to $200, and then I went to go pick it up, and I found out that it was new old stock.
Wow.
It was still in the carton. The chains that and the wood, it was all still in the carton, and she had taken pictures of it on, so she had taken it out of the box and then put it back in. But she, I mean, literally, the thing's never been used, so it's hanging above my Tapper downstairs. I just put it up. I'm pretty excited about it. So,
nice.
yeah. Good times. Mark, what have you been working on?
Oh, well, in the interest of time, I will combine all the three of these stories into one long story that only lasts 3 minutes. There was a centipede that I saw for sale at one of those, you name the price. I called the guy. It was one of the, he did estate auctions, and I said, I'll give you 100. And then he said, well, I think it's worth more than that. And then eventually we ended at 200. I got to go wherever, he keeps all the dead people stuff.
200
and,
is the lucky number this week, I guess.
that is I like that number. It's a good round number, especially when you're buying a game and you don't know if it works or not.
Right. Very true.
But so I picked up a centipede, not knowing if it worked, and it worked. It was fine. I just had to replace the plug, and now I own a centipede cocktail, a millipede, and a centipede upright.
Cool.
So
What-
I guess the millipede's also an upright.
Which one are you
so
going to get rid of?
It's in the garage. I'm just going to clean it up and decide what to do with it. I think that the another competing expo, the Houston Arcade Expo,
Mhm.
the theme is centipede, and they want a whole line of centipedes for people to play.
Did you put a
And so-
picture up your centipede on the Facebooks?
I will.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't think I did. It may have been on my Instagram.
Okay.
And it has a Willis control panel, which is kind of nice, but it's a little ragged out. But I think I'm going to get a Repro Willis, control panel just to honor it.
Sure.
What else? I started screwing around with a K4900 monitor, and I should have never touched it because it went into vertical collapse as soon as I touched it, and now I have two of them with that. So I'm fighting it. I think I should bring both of them down while I'm doing it. So while that's going on, Sinistar is down. And
Sinistar.
yes. And in the final, what are you doing, Mark Shields? Bit of news. John from John's Arcade texted me the other day, and he said, "Hey, are you doing SFGE?" And I'm like, "No. Why?" And he's like, "I want you to go. You should film." And I'm like, "Yes, sir." And so, I had some friends in town that were putting together, a group to go out on a Winnebago named Eileen. It's leaving tomorrow at 2 p.m.
That sounds
And we're
awesome.
gonna- 13-hour drive-ish. I don't know how it's going to work. We have to sort of navigate to somebody in Louisiana and pick him up. And I think there'll be 7 of us in there. And
And that'll all smell
that's
good.
fun.
Mm.
Yeah, there's going to be a fart contract
Ah.
that everyone must comply with and sign before entering the van.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's 6 guys and my wife. So
Well, from what I hear, you're getting in there first, so you can just kind of mark your territory.
Yeah,
That way
I-
they come in fearful.
I'd like to be in a position where there's a venting situation. I
No,
can
no,
work with.
no.
What? No. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, oh my gosh, yes. So I'm excited about this trip, and I'm gonna do a vlog, and we've already started it, and it's gonna be fun. I mean, I really love it's a whole new adventure, and then maybe like a whole thing that I just do annually, which I'm hoping is true. So,
Ah,
and that's what I'm working on.
check it out. That's awesome.
So is it my turn now? You want to hear what I'm working on?
Mm,
Yeah. Hey, do you want to play that the guest interview music, the little interlude?
oh yeah, we could do that. Hey,
Yeah.
Andy's asking to see pictures of my sign. Did I post pictures of my sign?
They're on Adam's Arcade. Just go to Facebook and search for Adam's Arcade.
Yeah, go to Facebook. Well, he's not in that group.
Is that
He's
your only
not?
sign? Is that your only neon?
Here, let me put it up. There it is. Can you see that?
Oh, are you streaming it somewhere? Let's see.
Can you see it?
No, we can't. It's in your other, whatever you're using to capture all this video.
Oh, never mind.
Like if you watch the video, I'm like behind.
Oh, it did work.
My audio is ahead, but my video is
It
behind.
actually did work. Oh well. That was the sign. Yay.
Yay. All right, let's introduce our guest.
Okay, well, this is all right, here we go. This is the long intro just because, we're trying to drown this out. So, who do we have, Mark?
Preston Burt.
Hey guys! Thanks
Hey.
for having me on the show again.
Well, this is the shortest show. As soon as this is over, we're going to play the end theme and we'll be done.
No.
Shortest show ever.
Rest assured, everybody, we are doing news and we are doing what's in the juke.
What?
And so, yes.
We should have called this episode the Upside Down.
Well, it could be.
But we already did that episode, didn't we?
Oh, come on.
Speaking of the Upside Down,
Yeah.
just because my wife just finished watching Stranger Things, because I finally convinced her to watch it. One of my friends had his Missile Command on the set of Stranger Things season 2, so I've played a Stranger Things game. So that's one of the benefits living here in Georgia.
That's rocking.
Did
Yeah.
he have an LCD in it, or was it?
No, it's original. They sourced everything authentic,
Nice, except for the Dig Dug, apparently.
right? Which
Sweet.
they modified. So
Oh, because they needed to have it show that name and everything.
right.
Okay, I get it. Yes, I will give them that. I'm not going to maintain a purist like. I just got yelled at today for having time machine stuff on my DeLorean by some guy who doesn't like time machines. Anyway, back to you, Preston. Hey, our first question, we ask this of most guests. As a youth, what were the circumstances when you first became hooked on arcade games?
Oh wow. Okay, so hooked probably didn't happen for me until I was probably 11 or 12. I played them growing up here and there just because they were everywhere. So I was born in 1980, to give you perspective.
Got it.
And
Youngin.
but I hit my sweet spot there when I was 11 or 12, and I could just ride my bike outside of my neighborhood, turn down the corner, and there was a corner store. It sold gas, it sold convenience stuff, candy bars, and then in the back, they had a game room that was really well operated and constantly churning out new games. And so that's where I first laid eyes on Street Fighter 2, which hooked me. That's where I got to play Terminator 2 Pinball Machine. That's where I got to play Captain America and the Avengers. So I have fond memories of a lot of the 80s stuff, like Bad Dudes and Galaga and things like that. But it was the circumstances of competitive fighting games of the Street Fighter era that really, really locked its claws into me.
What's your favorite Street Fighter character to play?
Chun-Li.
All right.
But it's out of necessity back when I was a kid. It was the best button masher character, right? You just whack on that kick button. So I'm all about. I was very conservative in my arcade money, so I'd play stuff that I could either just you don't have to know how to do it and do okay, or it was like a safe bet. And so once I figured that Chun-Li move out, I was just a safe bet for me.
Did you ever find any other secret moves, for her particular character, like through the BBSs or?
No, but
Early
just to speak to
dial-up.
how old we were, um, I remember having to go to like the Game Pro magazine or whatever that listed all the special moves, and so I compiled a master sheet on my word processor because we didn't have a computer in the house. So we had an electronic word processor, and I type all these moves out and save them onto a floppy disk. But no, I don't remember any secret moves, but I did have a catalog of them all.
Nice.
Is Ryu a character?
Yes.
That's the one I play.
Oh yeah, he's good. He's my second character that I go to.
Yeah.
But
I'm the guy
I
with
like
the
to think
best
that I'm
goes.
pretty good, but then I get my ass handed to me whenever I go to one of these shows, and there's somebody who just lives and breathes Street Fighter, and my heyday is long gone.
Our first guest on Arcade Radio ever was a guy by the name of Tim Wilsey that's a huge fan of those. He's same age group, loves fighting games, fantastic at Street Fighter.
But what's cool about this stuff is like that's what really hooked me. But then once you're a collector, I mean, the path that you go into what really interests you and where that leads is really different. I've got games in my collection now that I never ever played growing up, but I would never get rid of now. Like I've got a Journey. It's not 100% original. It's powered by MAME. So
Oh, okay.
but hey, it's in an original cabinet and it's got Rich's art on it, so it looks and breathes like a.
Wow,
Sweet.
Adam is in that same circumstance right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I love the band. I never played the game, but the game's great. I love like the 5 stages of the game. So
it's pretty
even though I
cheesy.
grew up on fighting games, the classics really took hold through the
Yeah.
collecting hobby.
What's your favorite? Give us your top 5 classics, top of your head. It doesn't have to be
Top
necessarily.
5 Warlords. I have a Warlords upright 2-player.
Ooh, that's very rare.
Yeah, I thought so what's crazy is I always thought the cocktail was rarer, but I come to find out that no, actually the upright is rarer. It's just the cocktail is more in demand because you can do 4 players on it. But
Right.
no, that one's a good one. Qbert is never leaving my house. Love that one. Galaga just for nostalgia's sake.
Nice.
And
What is your
then-
Galaga original?
Is my Galaga original? No, actually, I don't even have a Galaga anymore.
Oh.
I know, I let it go. It's one of those things. You only have so much room. And
Well,
there's too
I
many
traded
games
my
out there.
Galaga Cabaret and some cash for a Warlords. So
Oh,
Ooh.
there
you got to
you
make
go.
concessions, right?
Can't go wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
Street Fighter 2 is in my collection, never leaving, just because, like I said, that's the one that really hooked me.
Sure.
And then, gosh, I'm stumped for the 5th one. I've got others down there, but I'm not passionate about them. Like Tron is so cool because it looks so damn cool, but
Yeah.
it's not a keeper for me. Well, I mean, like collectively it is, but as far as just like, oh my gosh, I got to go play Tron. No, it's not there. But
Yeah.
maybe I'll think of something later on. But those are 4 good ones for me.
Yeah, that's great. Mark.
Hey, you mentioned that corner store. Did you have like any favorite arcades back in the day, like that you would have to get the parents to drive you to?
So when I was before I was 10, I lived outside of Chicago. So I actually had the Valley Aladdin's Castle and stuff. You
Oh.
go to the mall.
Yes.
Then I moved down to Mississippi, is where I grew up from the time I was 10 on, and they had. I don't know if they were a subsidiary of a better known company, but it was a chain. So in our malls, we had Diamond Gyms. I don't know if
I
those were
remember that
Namco
name.
owned, but
Diamond
those were a good
Gyms.
chain.
Yeah, interesting. We had an Aladdin's Castle. I actually have the. If you look on Facebook, I run the Aladdin's Castle group. If you want to join it,
Cool.
it's kind of fun.
Nice.
There's a lot
to
of.
rub-
It actually turned out to be more of a haven for the people that worked there. So
That's kind of cool.
it is kind of cool. So
So do you have like a lot of ephemera? Do you collect a lot of the Valley's Aladdin's Castle ephemera?
no, but I do have a giant container full of Aladdin's Castle tokens,
That's awesome.
and I have an Aladdin's Castle token keeper, one of those little, beach tubes that you could put tokens in.
Oh yeah.
And it's Aladdin's Castle branded, so it probably came out in the late 80s, early 90s.
Man, I would love to have some of the rules on wooden plywood.
Yeah.
That would be So cool.
Or just some of the signage. Is any of that stuff is cool.
Wait, Press, are you trying to allude to the fact that you collect some of this stuff, or
No, I was
Ah.
just trying to be a good conversationalist, but I do have one of the repro. Is it a timeout? No
Oh, yeah.
loitering signs.
yes,
Cool.
Yeah, I love those things, and so I've got that one, and then I'm not a huge Chuck E. Cheese fan, but every now and then when I get really deep in the weeds on eBay, I'll start looking out for like Chuck E. Cheese signage from back in the day, which they never have. But
Yeah.
I would think that would be kind of cool, and it's the stuff like that. So I'm not bragging or anything, but when you've been in the hobby a while and you've seen a lot of games come and going, it's like the weirder stuff that you're interested in.
Right.
So like any kind of wall art from like an arcade that has some history to it,
Yeah.
the stuff that people didn't think about hanging on to, that kind of has a real special appeal for me now.
Yeah. I've got a Chuck E. Cheese pizza tray. They're still readily available on eBay. I got a nice, like a 21-inch or whatever, a big pizza tray. I've got some knockoff Donkey Kong control panel overlays that I have on the wall. I have a knockoff Frogger one that's called Jump Frog, and a knockoff Galaga one that's like a replacement, but it's a blue marquee with just a yellow Galaga on it. It's hilarious. And to people that know these things, when you go and look at it, you're like, well, wait a minute. So I agree that's just really fun. My walls in my basement arcade are covered in that kind of stuff.
You know how people have white whales or the ones that got away?
Yeah.
Well, I had a chance and I didn't bite fast enough, and then my contact just ghosted me. And I wouldn't have had room for it anyway, and I didn't know what I would ever do with it, but it's one of those things where like, man, I wish I got that when I had the chance. I had the chance to buy an entire Rockafire Explosion.
The band? The band?
Yeah.
And who got it?
So Rockafire Explosion, for those who don't know, is the animatronic pizza band for Showbiz Pizza.
Right. And actually, speaking of signs, I'm constantly looking for signs, and someone's been making knockoff ones and put them on eBay for Showbiz. But that we just did a news article. There's an arcade. Where is it? Kansas City,
I think.
Yeah, and it's the guy opened it up and has the full band in there, and it's a barcade.
2 weeks ago, last Thursday.
Yeah.
Let's all go road trip.
Road trip.
I'll try to share the picture. I took a couple pictures when I was shopping it. So I have pictures of the sign, the robots and stuff. They were in pretty piss poor shape, but I'll put a couple of those pictures up on my Twitter account, which is No Cash Value 80.
Sweet.
Nice.
That's
that'd be
awesome.
that makes sense. The 80s when you were born.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
No
Hey,
cash
so
value.
did you ever stop playing arcade games for any length of time? Like when you discovered girls, or
Well, it definitely took a back seat when I was a teenager, but it was still present in the malls. So like, you'd go waste a little bit of time in the arcade just shopping or whatever. But it wasn't like my friends and I were still writing down the moves to throw fireballs anymore. And then in college, I wasn't actively seeking it out or anything, but in college I started working at a movie theater, a little 4-screen movie theater, and it was at a mall. And right across the mall walkway was a Namco arcade, I believe. And they operated some games in the theater too. And so, the way they structured the theater times was, everybody kind of loads around the same time, and everybody's watching the movies at the same time, and they kind of all let out at the same time. So once we kind of loaded everybody in, we'd have NFL Blitz tournaments where we went so far as to even like make like a WCW kind of championship belt. And then
That's awesome.
I was able to that was where I actually bought my first arcade. Was from the arcade across the way when I was in college, and I had one. But so this is where
Which one was it?
the answer to your question comes in. Oh, so the game I had was super obscure, but I was just mostly amazed that I could actually buy an arcade game and have it in my room. So I really didn't care what it was, but it was a Varth Operation Thunderstorm. It's like a Raiden style type of game,
Interesting.
top-down plane shooter.
Varth.
And
what is it? Varth Operation Thunderstorm.
VARTH.
All right.
Operation
I'm
Thunderstorm.
googling that
Capcom
stuff
title.
right now. Yeah. Cool. There it is.
And so I had that in my room, in my apartment. But then my
What just happened?
when I got married, it went the way of the dodo. So I got rid of that. And then there was a period when I was young and married where I didn't touch or think about arcade games for
Wait, are those
long.
both in the past?
What's that?
When you were young and married? Are those both?
No. Just the. No, man, I married my high school sweetheart. So.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
That's pretty sweet.
But no, so the deal was, we didn't have room when we were poor, young, and married. So the arcade went, and my wife said, I know you're gonna miss it. So whenever it is that we move and we have a house with a basement, I want you to get your arcade back, and get some more. So
Nice.
that probably took about 7 or 8 years, but then in like 2008. Moved to that house, had a basement, started finding some. So there was about a 6 or 7 year period where I wasn't thinking about it at all. It just didn't even pop my mind. But then that basement, and it lit a fire under me.
Yeah, it's nice having a basement to turn into the arcade.
Totally. And here in Georgia, we're lucky that we have walkout basements. So houses are kind of built into hills, and so the backside of your house just opens right on up.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I've taken many an arcade game out of the walkout. Although, Adam, you have like this crazy death staircase.
Yeah, we've talked about that. It's really boring. My house is built into a hill, but it's a lookout, not a walkout. So the walkout goes up into the garage, which is the garage. And it's quite treacherous when you're trying to move a Tron machine.
Yes, I made them triple wrap it. I bought my Tron from Adam, actually. So I was like, don't bump into his, ganky concrete walls here. Hey, before we start really getting into the whole Southern Fried fun, can you name any of your heroes in the arcade collecting hobby?
Oh gosh. Like actual collectors?
You could just, we could even bring Billy Mitchell types in, high scorers. But it's funny, we like not Lonnie, but Ken House. He's an example of a high scorer and a collector, which I think probably rare.
Yeah.
Well, so the cool thing about I've met some really, really, really cool hobbyists. I got to say, here in Georgia, people like Al Warner. He's primarily a pinball collector, but he's.
I was going to say pimp.
I thought you were about to say he's a pimp.
No.
That's awesome.
So he was really helpful getting it started in the hobby here in Georgia. People in Florida, Brian Jones. I'm sure you guys know Proc. He's awesome.
Yep.
Been down to his show Free Play Florida a bunch, and
Sweet.
He's the guy that actually. He's so nice. He gave me his the sign I was telling you about, the timeout no rules sign. He gave me his very last one that he was keeping for himself, but knew I wanted one so bad, so he gave that to me.
Oh, cool.
People like that. I love people that not only collect but kind of add back to the community. So whether you're reproing art like Rich, or you're putting something together for the community like like Dan up at Midwest Gaming Classic, or some of the other guys, or other podcasters, like the guys from Arcade Repair Tips and all those other guys. There's a bunch that have really helped me out in my journey.
And on your journey, if you count Rich.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah. All right, so I asked what your top 5 were. What's your least favorite 5 arcade games? Things that you just kind of loathe. You played them and you're like, oh, I'm never playing that again.
Give me one of yours. Each give me one.
He's going to turn it around on us. Holy crap, this doesn't happen too often.
Well, you're ask me 5. I'm just asking for one. So pick one for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Worst. Well, see, some of the worst turned into ones that I have.
I can tell you, Arkanoid right now.
Oh, you don't like Arkanoid? Are you just mad at it because it was turned into so many other games? Or
Such a converter. Yeah.
it was the conversion game that killed so many other games?
I mean, what does it have a dedicated cabinet?
I don't think so.
I think I could put any game that didn't have a dedicated cabinet that is not Agent X.
Yeah. That is not Agent X.
I would love to convert a Defender into an Agent X. That would be like.
There were a lot of
So
Mr. Dews also that were,
Yeah.
But I love Mr. Dew.
Yeah, me too.
Arkanoid is actually.
There's a lot of games that, like, I don't hate them, but I just they don't do anything for me. There's no appeal whatever
Sure.
for a Zaxxon.
Oh,
the game-
that's mine. That's
Game
mine.
is boring. The cab is ugly and it's heavy as hell to move. I hate
Actually,
it.
you just tipped the. We've talked about this before. Zaxxon, Congo Bongo,
Mhm.
Super Zaxxon is in the same boat, and then Return of the Jedi. Any,
Oh, you don't like running through little, trails and.
I hate any isometric 3D. It makes, with the exception of Qbert, I hate that isometric, side-scrolling
Oh, that right.
3D crap.
I was thinking of Indiana Jones.
The joysticks never went the direction you wanted them to. It crashed into that stupid wall and ran into stuff. So it was like so annoying. Do I sound annoyed enough?
Like what? I guess we could sort of modify this a bit. Is there a game that's super pop? Like, do you love Paperboy?
I like it. It's hard, but I like it. I appreciate Paperboy. I wish I
Right.
were better at it.
I like that. He
How
appreciates
about
it.
how about Star Wars?
Love Star Wars. Never gonna have one.
Why?
Oh, why not?
Well, I should have bought one when they were way cheaper, but even back
Oh, yeah.
then they seemed like they were too expensive, and now they're like crazy. I'm not paying pinball money for a Star Wars.
Yeah,
I
that's
paid
kind of
$1,000
it's kind of the way it's going.
Well, that's awesome. That's a steal.
Is it? Oh, good.
I paid $600 and then had to replace the motherboard,
Oh yeah.
and I
Hey,
also rebuilt
you know
the
what? There-
yoke.
So I'm going to change the question a little bit again. Not that you asked this, but are there any games that are so bad that you do like them? Have you guys ever played a game
Oh.
called Time Killers?
No, wait a minute. I'm gonna look it up.
All right. Well, I'm going to teach you guys about something. So you're going to have
Time
to look on
Killers.
YouTube for Time Killers. This actually came out in the heyday of those fighting games. So this is, I don't know which
Oh.
company released this. Obviously not a mainstream company. Maybe
Incredible Technologies, the purveyors of bowling games everywhere.
Right. So they were trying to get out on the actions. So this was several fighting games removed from Street Fighter 2. This was at the end of the bandwagon. They said, hey, Mortal Kombat is doing really, really great because they got all this blood and gore and stuff. So we're going to make Time Killers. You can chop off people's arms and legs and heads. And I put so many quarters in that, recognizing how awful it was, but it was so perfectly cheesy and hideously gory. For a 13-year-old or 14-year-old kid, that was so much fun. But if you play it back now, it is the worst.
Yeah, it looks bad. I've got it up on the screen right now.
Oh,
It's
they
so
couldn't afford real actors, so they had to draw it all.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun though. I like it.
That is cool. Okay, now I'm intrigued.
But see, that's interesting because to me that's not a terrible game if it has good gameplay.
Oh no, the gameplay. I mean, like it's really janky. It's
Yeah.
not good.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's cool that you can chop off limbs. I will give it. It wins in that category, hands down.
Mark, how about you? You got any games like that?
Do I?
Any games that are just kind of like so bad they're good? I mean, movies.
Well, I mean, Hellfire is not a good game.
Okay.
It is pretty much monotonous, but it's intriguing. Like, somebody thought this was going to be entertaining, and and they throw you some curves. With if you miss a wave of helicopters, and then they make it to the other side of the screen again, you get punished essentially. So, I mean, it's a strange game. That's why I feel like at some point I could part with it, because it's not like I crave to be massively, bored. But yeah.
Yeah. See, I feel like Chiller's not a really good game either.
Yeah, Chiller. Well, once you go through all 4 levels, how do they change it up after that? I've
And
never gotten that
it's
far.
just grotesque, right?
It's
not-
kind of like it's kind of like the Time Killers, and
Yeah.
its appeal is just the gore. Basically, it was
right.
so. so much for the time period.
There are
That's
games.
my wife's grail.
Okay. There are.
I bought an XCD 440 board just so that one day we can play that.
Chris Rhodes has one in his garage.
Is he selling it?
No, he picked it out of a warehouse about a year ago, 2 years.
I forget. Steve at Grinkers is selling the chiller that they have in storage because he feels it's not family friendly, and I'm like, yeah, it's not.
No, it's not. Yeah, there's games that I think may not have gotten as much love as I would like other people to have for them. I think Solar Fox is completely underrated. The gameplay is somewhat simple but challenging. The cabinet's beautiful. The game and the side art don't really match up though. And then like there's some weird stuff like Mr. TNT. I love that game. I don't know if it had a dedicated cabinet or not, but it's super fun. I'm pretty sure it didn't.
So Preston, did you do you have any stories as far as collecting of the one that got away?
Do I have any one that's got away stories?
Yeah, like you almost got it and then you got stood up.
Like the Rockafire band story?
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. You may have already answered this question, but
No, I've been pretty fortunate in my collecting. I mean, we all have the ones where you make the call and then you think you got it and they're like, oh well, hey, somebody offered me so and so for it. What's your best offer? And it's like, oh, dude, come on with that. No, but no, my friend and podcast co-host Patrick, he's one of the organizers of Southern Fried Gaming Expo as well. He gives me so much crap because I've had such good fortune, like picking games that just needed the fuse or getting free games and stuff. So I've actually had more good experiences than bad experiences.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, he wouldn't be in it if. And I actually, every once in a while we talk about this, but good 50 to 60% of the hobby is the hunt.
Oh my gosh, that's the best. Yeah, and that's kind of one of the reasons I'm not as active as far as acquiring anymore, just because I think so many more people are in the hobby here in the area I am that and I don't have the freedom to just drop of a hat, go get the next thing that shows up on Craigslist that day, that second. That the locations are kind of running out where they are. But then just when I think that, then someone will call and say, hey, Preston, I found a thing. You want to come out here? And I'll have to say, yeah. So I'm not actively looking for new stuff, but hey, man, if it's gonna fall on my lap, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you figure your city has several million people, that's several million possibilities.
Exactly.
We only have 3 million up here.
You barely have that. Minneapolis, it's 400,000 people. It is like
What happened to Mark?
Uh-oh.
He roboted and froze up. This is awesome. I'm gonna switch back to that guy. Oh, I think he's gone.
Peace out. So I can actually fill for just a second with an actual, going back to one of your questions about games that aren't very good, but I have a special place in my heart for. I'm gonna have a new one that is not very good, but is gonna have a special place in my heart, and that is a new game. That is an old game.
Okay.
Have you heard of the game called Zoar? ZOAR.
Yeah. Yep. I have.
Oh, cool. See, I had never heard of this game until I came across a New Old Scott conversion kit.
Okay.
And I hung on to this thing for years and years and years. And then when I started the Southern Fried Gaming Expo, I kept on hanging on to it because I was like, one of these days, I'm going to put this Joker in a cabinet and it's going to look brand new and we're going to have a contest on it. And that's this year is the year we're having it. So there's a clobber named who goes by Hellraiser, named Jonathan Wild. He's a fantastic restorer. He's a really, really great guy. And so I provided him with a cabinet, and he has turned he's deconverting a converted Centipede that was a Cabal.
Okay.
And has put in this brand new, never used conversion kit for Zoar, a game from, I think it's 1982, Data East, licensed to something, some weird obscure company. And the appeal for this is we're having a high score challenge, but we're not competing for a world record
Sure.
because I think it's unattainable at on location at the show, especially because this is a rare game and people don't really play it. But there's only one score ever recorded for this game. So we're playing Zor, the battle for number 2. Because it's guaranteed at Southern Fried Gaming Expo, June 8th, we're going to have a contest, and someone will walk away being the number 2 player of Zor in the world.
I am ready.
Welcome back.
Oh, thanks. I don't know what happened. My internet went out. And
So,
speaking of Southern Fried, by the way,
yeah, man.
what's the origin of Southern Fried? Because I went and looked and I found things going back for a while, and I saw a Kickstarter. I mean, can you give us some?
Yeah. So, this year's our 5th year. So we started in 2014.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yes.
And we basically, I was a collector. I kind of helped start the arcade community down here through like a email newsletter or an email listserv. Just there wasn't anything down here, a few clovers, but very rare. And so every time I'd meet someone who sold me something or I bought something from them, I'd start that up. Then kind of got into the pinball world, and I'm the kind of guy if there's nothing there, and I'd rather do something myself than sit around and say, why didn't anybody do this? And so I started the Atlanta Pinball League, and through my connection with the guys with the Atlanta Pinball League, met some like-minded people, and over that course, I previously had really gotten close with my friend Patrick, and we did the podcast Game Room Junkies since 2011.
I've seen
And,
your podcast.
But anyway, Atlanta, it's a giant city, guys. I don't know if you know this. And we
It is
have the
big.
4th worst traffic in all of the United States. So
And the
it's pretty
worst
big.
airport in the United States.
Yeah.
I
And we
love
were-
hot Atlanta.
So all that stuff, and there was no arcade show for miles. Literally, the closest one was at that time the Southern Pinball Festival down in Orlando, which was an 8.5-hour drive for us.
Hmm.
And so relying on a group of friends. There were 5 of us at the time. My best friend Shannon, my friend Patrick, and then a husband and wife duo that I met through the Atlanta Pinball League, Joel and Dana Reeves. We started this thing, and we knew we were willing to lose a lot of money on it. But the reason we did the Kickstarter was we just wanted to have a little bit to push us over. We had a very, very modest goal of like $4,000. That was just to put us over, and also to kind of use it as a marketing tool, right? We got picked up by, a bunch of people saw that, so that helped fund us and then get us our first year. So we knew we wouldn't just like lose our asses. But the first year, that very first year, we were filled to the brim in the hotel, as much room as we could spare with games and people, and it was amazing. So after that first year in 2014, it's just grown and grown. We outgrew our first hotel, like I said, that first year, but we went back to that the next year, packed to the gills again. But then after that, we had to move hotels, and we've just gotten bigger and better. Added tabletop gaming, which is a really huge growth area for us. Dana and Joel, they sadly had to move away out of state, so it's just the 3 of us now: me, my friend Shannon, and Patrick, and we have a boatload of volunteers. Oh, that really make the thing run. And what's great about this is like it's really because of the community. This wouldn't happen. You guys know these shows. People lug these 300-pound machines out of their basements for fun, like just to show like a car show or something.
Yeah.
So it's better than just other comic cons and things like that, because people really, really have to come together to make this happen.
What is okay? So I've been doing conventions of some sort since I was 19. My first one was a sci-fi convention in the Twin Cities called Minicon. And then from there was some Convergence, and there was actually some Creation Cons that were Star Trek related. And then finally I got into arcade collecting and happened upon the Midwest Gaming Classic. There's a similar theme no matter where you go. There's a lot of acceptance. There's a lot of community building, and you have sort of the same elements in every. You have cosplay and music and things like that. What would you say is unique about SFGE?
So we have all those things, and the Southern hospitality puts a different take on it all the way around. But I'd have to say, hands down, what puts our show over the top, or should I say over the top rope, is live wrestling.
Are you kidding me? That's awesome.
So we
It's like
have
fighting game style. Do you have?
We partner with an independent wrestling company called Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, and we have 2 nights of live wrestling that goes 2 hours
Wow.
each. Last year we had 26 different tag team wrestlers battle for the tag team championship. This year we're having the returning title of Chip Day, and then the Red Wedding between the undead
my
Su
gosh.
Young and some other guy. But
Funny. That is hilarious.
it's you don't expect it, and people say, well, what does that have to do with gaming? And my answer to that is absolutely nothing, but it's awesome.
But what does
So happy.
cosplay really have to? Well, it does if you do like a video game character, but
Right.
it branches out very quickly to other things.
I
so.
mean, there are wrestling arcade games.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, we have a WrestleFest, but
Yeah.
what's better than the real thing? So
Right.
Okay, that I'm definitely gonna look into. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious. Okay, and then one more question about the SFG. Where's your favorite place? So whenever I go to another town, the first thing I want to do is ask the concierge, where would you go to eat? I usually find a steak place or something really, that's local, not like a Capitol Grill or a Applebee's, something cool. Midwest Gaming Classic is in Milwaukee, and they have the Milwaukee Steakhouse. It's really 10 minutes from the venue, and it's fantastic. It's old school, 40s style dining with, black and white dresses on all the hostesses and stiff drinks and cocktails. What would you say is one of the best places you like to go?
Okay, so this one is not close to our new venue, unfortunately, but it was really just right down the corner from our previous venue. And so if you ever come to Atlanta, you're going to want to go on Buford Highway to a place called Lee's Bakery.
Lee's Bakery.
And Lee's Bakery is right next to a laundromat, a coin laundry. It's right next to a Mexican grocery store, but it is a Vietnamese restaurant that is New York Times reviewed best banh mi. It's pork sandwich.
Wow.
In America.
Very cool.
So I would go there. And then if you're at the expo, if you're at the Cobb Galleria Center, which is connected to the Renaissance Waverly Hotel and Convention Center, where we are having our show June 8th through 10th. In there is a place called Murph's. Now, I didn't know that Murph's existed, except for last year, we had a guy come to our office and say, hey, I see you got a lot of people coming to this show. We've got some specials we can run. Would you like to work together? And we're like, sure. I didn't do that first conversation because I found out later that I missed Dale Murphy, the Atlanta Braves great baseball player. It's his restaurant. It's called Murph's.
Wow.
He'd come up personally and said, hey, man, let's get some specials going. And he came back the next day, fortunately. And it was crazy because we have these walkie-talkies to run the show. And I had gotten so mad at these guys for not telling me that Dale Murphy was there. And they were like, who's Dale Murphy? And I'm like, oh my gosh, guys,
my God.
Dale Murphy. I can't believe I missed Dale Murphy.
Yeah,
No.
there's like starting lineup action figures of this.
I know. So the next day I'm walking around and I get a call on the walkie-talkie and it says, Preston, come to the office right now. And I was like, oh my God, somebody's pissed. It's bad. Something's blowing up. And I turn the corner and here's Dale Murphy. He says, hey, Preston, I heard you missed me yesterday. I brought you some cheese curds. Let's have a picture. So I got to meet Dale Murphy, and he gave me some of his own cheese curds. And so I would recommend Dale Murphy's restaurant, Murph's. And he may be there. You never know. And you can see like the food's really good. It's affordable, and you can see some memorabilia that he's got in his place, and it's connected right to the hotel.
Sweet. You
Yeah.
hear that, listeners? Go eat at places.
I'm gonna make John do that.
I put a picture of the starting lineup sports superstar collectible from 1988,
Yeah, I think I own
made by
one.
Kenner. There you go.
Wow. Hey, so is there anything new this year at SFGE?
So new this year. So we've got more games than ever. We've got
How many
I
games?
said so we've got over 250 arcade and pinball machines on free play.
Sweet.
So I think the numbers were saying closer to 300, honestly. But we've been advertising it at 250, so that's a very safe bet there.
Mhm.
Yes.
But tabletop's really growing. We got Steve Ritchie coming for pinball and Mortal Kombat and all that. For tabletop, we got a guest named Rich Summer. He was in the TV show Mad Men, and he's a big game board junkie, and he has his own podcast about board games called Cardboard. So he's there. We've got stuff that's returning, like a film festival, charity auction to benefit Project Pinball. We've got all the good stuff, and then the live wrestling, like I mentioned. But the new thing that we're adding this year, it's another one of those things where what does it have to do with gaming? And the answer again is absolutely nothing, but it's fun, so we're gonna have it. So we're having a Hotlanta Extreme Eating Challenge, and we're gonna have people eating progressively hot peppers until they can't take it anymore.
Oh, that's
And
gonna
we're
be
gonna
bad.
we're starting with a jalapeno, and we're going all the way up to the Carolina Reaper. So
That's just.
I have dehydrated Carolina Reaper flakes.
This is
Well, I-
ill-advised.
I got them fresh, baby. I got my contact down in Florida. Tom, he hooked me up from seriouslyhotpeppers.com. So they came in 2 days ago. They're gonna be perfectly fresh. And I don't know if we'll actually get to the Carolina Reaper. We'll see how long these people can last, but it's there if they can handle it.
Sweet.
Wow. You're gonna keep an ambulance nearby? What's the?
So we have a registered nurse on hand, and then we have a collector
Wow.
who actually is a lieutenant in the Gwinnett County Fire Department. So he's going to be on site for EMT. And when you go to the show, play his Fire Escape arcade game.
Oh yeah, that's a great
which
game.
is, it's not a video arcade game, but it's a mechanical arcade game.
Yep.
So check that out.
I've seen that. And then there's Fire Truck, which is made by
yeah.
Atari.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Okay, let's see. I have two questions. One, first from my wife. She wants to know, will the wrestlers be midgets?
Oh boy.
I don't know. Fortunately
Is
or
that even
unfortunately,
PC?
no, they will not.
Okay. Do I mean little people? Yes. I read the tweet. I mean, whatever. So.
I read the tweet. I was on Ambien.
Oh my. I love you guys. Anyway, and then the second question comes from Aaron Sanders, previous guest host on the show. He, along with I, are leaving on Sunday morning, and we're wondering, can we even buy a game and leave on Sunday? Because you're not unloading till 3, so
Right.
Yeah.
It is not a preferred practice.
Okay.
Special arrangement may be able to be made.
Okay, so we'll give you a 50. Okay, got it.
At the Midwest Gaming Classic, if you buy a game, you can take it off the floor.
Interesting.
But most people leave them on.
I
Yeah,
would. At
You can
least
take them off the
5%.
floor at Southern Fried too on Sunday at 3 p.m.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think on my last bit of notes here, is there anything that you've done for any of the previous Southern Frieds that you immediately regretted and you will never do again?
No. Well, I've made a fool of myself on purpose for several occasions, and I may not do that. But we used to, the first couple of years, we would have a theme, and then we'd do like some costume stuff for the first year. This wasn't me. The first year we themed it around Star Wars because that was when. Oh shoot, I don't even know why, but we had just had the 501st come out, and we had a Star Wars contest and stuff. And then the next year we had the Walking Dead pinball machine was brand new that year. So
Oh no.
it was to stick with the zombie theme, but to put a little twist on it. My friends and we dressed as the zombie village people, and then put on a little dance to bring into the to rein in the tournament we were having for that Walking Dead contest. So it was funny.
Excellent.
But I'm not doing that again. That was a once in a lifetime. So if you missed it, you're SOL.
All right,
Oh,
we'll have to Google those.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm sure video evidence lives there somewhere.
well, it's been fun having you on the show.
Thanks, man. I've really enjoyed being on the show.
We
Hope to
kept
come
it
back
to
on
under an
time.
hour,
Some more
you
time
know.
to talk and share stories and stuff.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
do regular news and things, but
Yeah. Well, I
We'll
think.
bring you in a little earlier next season.
Yeah, I think we're good,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
Well-
this is cutting it pretty close.
Everybody give Mr. Preston Burt a nice round of applause for being on the show. I think it's been
All right.
fun.
Thanks,
And,
gentlemen.
that was
Thank you.
great.
You're the best.
All right.
All
We'll
right.
talk
See
to
you soon, Mark.
Yeah, see ya.
See you later.
And he's gone.
And he was flush him down the toilet.
That was awesome. Okay, so
We blew him up. So I guess we're gonna work backwards.
we're gonna work backwards. So the first thing we're gonna do is find out what's Dan Reed doing.
Okay. All right.
All
Let's do that. All right.
All right, I'm gonna click the little keypad. I don't know why I have to use a keypad. It's a freaking computer for. Uh-huh.
Well, and you have to dial. I actually have to go back and edit in episodes because I can't have people's numbers showing up. If you
Oh
did-
no, it was all covered up. It's fine.
no, it was not.
Oh no.
Yours it
covered up
is.
now?
Yeah. They only have
Your
five.
call has been forwarded to an automated
Oh.
voice
Oh,
messaging
I
system.
see what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just wait a minute.
He's-
That was really fast.
that was really fast. I think he might have been trying to call you,
No, because this is like Google calling him. So
but I mean, he might have been trying to call you. And then he was ringing, so you go straight to
that's true.
voicemail. You know.
let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, my wife. Let's see. I hope it's with midgets. I hope you're okay on your drinks. I'm gonna shower tomorrow, so my hair looks great. Okay, got it. Yep.
Wait. What? Yeah. Okay. Good. Go ahead. Everything's good. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Call him again.
Oh, I put it in the wrong place. I see what's happening.
All right.
Here goes one more time.
All right.
Oh. What?
It's 2 rings. He might pick up. That'll be weird. This is so exciting.
A lot of anticipation.
Come on, pick it up. Watch him pop on the.
Your call has been.
He has
No.
an invite.
Yeah, that's fine.
I checked the voicemail. There's nobody in it. So let's move on to let's go backwards to the back to the Cade. What do you think about that?
Or how about arcade news first?
Or- You want to go back to the front of the show? We started at the back of the show. Why don't we
Yeah,
just
might
work
as well. Let's go back to the Cade because everybody's waiting for this.
Oh my God! All right, we better play a bumper or something.
Yes.
All right, let's do that.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Back to the cave with Time Runner.
Yeah,
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
probably.
As a matter of fact, there is something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull. It's pulling us back to June 6th,
Ah.
1986.
I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Yes.
Uh huh.
So what was good with the arcade news on June 6th, 1986? I'm going to do some math. 32 years, I see. Nintendo released Super Mario Brothers this month. Oh, Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels.
Oh, nice. Yes. Oh, yeah. Because wait a minute. That was basically Super Mario 2, wasn't it?
Well, it's the sequel to Super Mario Brothers. The game was not released in North America, partially because it was deemed too difficult.
But that's Super Mario 2. They called it Super Mario 2 over there, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I show Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels, and I have like a picture of it's in Japanese, so
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see the 2 symbol in Japan talk.
Gosh.
Oh, this is interesting. At the box office on June 6, 1986, Top Gun.
Oof.
Hey, there's actually a little YouTube link there. You want to try to click on that?
Oh,
It was number 1 at the box office.
I'm not even on that page.
Oh man, how do we do this show?
Wait, you want me to play a YouTube clip? You gotta warn me.
You just gotta look through these things. I make them red. Come on.
Make them red. And now I got an
to
ad.
Everybody.
Hey, come on down to Wix and make
And
a website.
Tempur-Pedic beds. Yep, that's
Yes.
we're just totally gonna advertise. Ooh, check out
You
that
may skip the ad
mattress.
in 5 seconds.
This mattress comes with a woman.
Oh.
All right.
Here we go.
Oh, we're gonna get flagged. You put a
No, we'll
musical
be
video
fine.
on there. Oh yeah, we got
Top
flagged
Gun,
last week.
#1 movie.
Mm-hmm.
It took the top spot away from Sylvester Stallone's Cobra.
Yeah. How so?
Well, because it was better. Story time.
That's
Ferris
true.
Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
I got to see Ferris Bueller's Day Off this week in 1986. It had a sneak peek at a theater in Houston, and then when they went to start the film, they started playing Cobra. Everybody in the movie literally yelled, "No!" You know, no.
Oh,
That's my memory of that week.
that's terrible. It's a terrible memory.
Yeah. After 10 minutes, they realized what they had done, and then they played Ferris Bueller's
Are you
Day Off.
on wireless tonight?
No, but I mean, there's some weird little rains happening. Am I roboting?
Yeah, a little bit. But at least you didn't disconnect, so that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
They're filming Top Gun 2 right now, right?
Yeah.
And they just announced today that Val Kilmer will be in it.
Oh,
So that's nice.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll follow up on that in 1 year. What was the best thing on TV today and 32 years ago? Steven Spielberg's Amazing Stories.
It was
on.
amazing.
It was a repeat, but that's okay. We found out that it was picked up for a second season this week. And I just recently have learned that Netflix is moving on bringing the show back this year. So stay tuned here for more details as they develop.
For which show are they bringing back?
Amazing Stories.
Oh.
Bum, ba, bum, ba. Oh, wait, that's the theme to Jurassic Park.
They're bringing back Magnum PI also.
But not with Tom Selleck. So
No.
come on.
It's like a Filipino guy or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that he's Filipino. It's not Tom Selleck.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
he might be
Maybe Tom
Hispanic. Was
Selleck
he
is half
Hispanic?
Filipino. I don't know.
can't remember. All I
Yeah.
know is that they made a big deal out of it, and I thought, okay, whatever.
Right.
I'm not gonna watch it because I don't care. I don't watch Hawaii Five-0, the new one. I watch the old
I
one.
can't believe that's still on, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love the theme song. Hey, so
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
What's in the juke?
Oh, this is my favorite thing.
Hello and welcome to What's in the Juke.
Wait. Okay,
Yeah.
that is the most
Welcome.
corny.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
this is the part of the show where we play 10 little tiny parts of 10 songs
Yep.
and then wait for our online viewers to guess what they are.
That's
we'll
right.
tabulate the scores and let you know how everybody did.
Yeah, we got a good crowd tonight for a Wednesday. We're gonna kick it off with this one. Whoa, that's
That
it.
was quick.
Should I play it again?
You're really optimistic on that.
You think so? I don't know. I think somebody might get it, especially since I played it twice. You don't think so? Addicted to
gosh,
Love.
Daniel Copeland got
We
it.
should. Oh my gosh. Not Huey Lewis. Good guess though, Greaseball.
Yes.
There we go. Ryan got a half point and Dan got a half point. That was really good. I'm gonna play a little bit more for them. It's an unmistakable intro for that, so you gotta kind of, All right, so the next one is. This is the week of drum beats, apparently. Let's try that
Yes,
again.
this is how they started all songs in 1986.
That's it. 5 seconds of the song.
It's a very magical song.
I love that song.
Yep.
I love the whole album, actually. Here we go. 5 seconds. That is a tough one. Yeah. Let's see if anybody gets it. Should I give him a little more?
I mean, really, what comes next is very identifiable.
Okay, here we go. That's it. So I'll give you your full 8 seconds, and we'll see how it goes. That should be it, right?
Yeah, that should be it.
This is a
guess-
tough one, I guess.
I know, and it doesn't look like Casey's on the.
No,
Casey
he's a.
and Molly aren't on.
He may not know it's on. Mike and the
Oh, I will.
Mechanics. Here we go.
All right,
Ryan
that's
got
correct.
British.
Mike and the Mechanics.
And then all I need is a
All I need is
miracle.
miracle.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where it really kicks in.
Love this part.
Yeah. I think we talked about this album. Silent Running is my favorite song on this album. So here's a good track. Here we go. I think we've had this one on the show before. I think we have. So 5 seconds is too easy, says Andy. By the way, someone in the chat did say cheese curds was a thing over in the Southern Fried Gaming Expo. So
I'll check that out.
more good things. This is my going out T-shirt. Are you going out tonight?
No, I'm out right now with you and the internets. Hello, internets. Is my picture really small on the YouTube channel right now? I can't tell.
No, it's big. You're big.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
You're huge.
That's the way I like it.
Yep. Do you want me to make you bigger?
No, I don't think so.
I think we got to play that clip again. That's a lot of dents.
Yeah, they must have been like, hey, we could totally milk this. We could do like 10.
I almost said the guitar player's name. Nobody getting this song. I kind of agree. Andy's probably gonna pull it out here. I'm saying all kinds of things. Make it big, pull it out. Nobody's taking advantage of my double entendres. That is Steve Perry, but it's not Steve Perry.
What band was Steve Perry in? That would help.
He just said the line in the song too. Right? This is a tough one. Was this on Raised on Radio or whatever it was the last album? There's the chorus. Not Survivor, but it does sound like Survivor.
Yeah, it is difficult to understand that Steve Perry has different sort of things. Oh,
Dan Copeland. Cheese curds. He gets a half point.
Daniel's pulled into second place with 1 point, and right behind Britt. Wait, what's Britt's real name?
I'm just gonna play that over until somebody says the words.
They're saying the words.
Yeah, it is late, Journey. This is Journey that never really made it to the air. Be good to yourself. You got it. Half point
right,
for Andy.
Andy.
Way to go.
Good job. Oh, I'm glad we did the interview first. This would have been big scrutiny for Preston. He's like, gosh, come on.
I guarantee you this next song will only need 1 or 2 seconds.
Okay.
1 second.
Wow.
I know, a room full of arcade guys that couldn't get Journey. That's pretty funny. So, the danger zone. Greaseball gets Kenny Loggins and Andy.
Nice.
Andy.
Greaseball on the board with a half point.
All right, Andy Baldwin on the board, half point.
Well, he's at 1 point now, tied with Daniel Copeland for second place.
Go Dan, go Dan. You guys are awesome. You know, and we have no Kelsey or Dolly, so we're in good shape tonight. And I'm an all-new winner. right?
No experts tonight.
Okay, let's play this clip. Ooh, that's
That is tough.
I'll maybe give him
You
How
think
about-
people would know that? That's like not enough.
3 seconds. Okay, I give him 6. The next part of this song is really
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like that song was more popular like at the time, and it didn't really sort of make it over here.
I have a story for the name of this band when you're done.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, British 1500 picks it up. 6 seconds of that song and he does it. Here it goes. Yep, this is I Wanna Be a Cowboy by Boys Don't Cry. Yeah. That's a
All
great
right.
intro. Awesome intro. So we have had Addicted to Love by Robert Palmer, All I Need Is a Miracle by Mike and the Mechanics, Be Good to Yourself by Journey. Go look it up. Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. And the latest one is I Want to Be a Cowboy by Boys Don't Cry. Where do you think the name Boys Don't Cry came from? I'll get a half-point bonus if these people can guess where that name came from.
I'm gonna
Don't look it
say
up. Don't look it up.
His dad got mad at him, and he goes, "Look, okay, boys don't cry."
No.
Ah.
It's
Not
not a
is
movie.
that in a baseball movie? Wait, no, wait, wrong time.
I'll let you. It's
There's
actually
no crying in- no.
not Frankie Valli. It's actually from the 10cc song. I'm Not in Love, and there's the whispering part of the song where the woman whispers, "Boys don't cry,
Never heard of it.
boys don't cry." You've never heard of that song? Are you out of your
I don't
mind?
think so.
I think
Well,
you-
I mean, just based on your description, it sounds like something I've never heard. So
10cc. You've never heard of 10cc?
10cc? No.
10cc. Do you know what it stands
C-
for?
No.
Okay. Well, do a little Googling later. And yeah, it's an awesome song by but I'm Not in Love. And isn't it on it's on a recent soundtrack too, and what's her name? Tori Amos covered it at some point. So look it up. I think you'll really enjoy that song. Okay, this is the next track. Oh boy. That was 1 second.
I must have.
That's a good one.
Classic. You're right. There is a lot of percussion in all these.
Ryan says, "Don't tell the story of how 10cc got their name." I didn't say I was going to. I just said look it up. It's a good band, though. They're a good band. They got a couple of good hits. He wrote it in the chat anyway. Oh, chatters.
Oh,
That's
no.
why you should be in the chat, so you can read that stuff. I don't know why we don't just read it. It's not really a family show, but it has been lately. We've been pretty good. We've been.
I agree. Just the occasional, S or whatever.
Or the F-bomb when I'm really upset.
yes.
Yeah, we got The Breakfast Club is close. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark is correct. So Ryan gets a half point for that.
All right, Ryan.
But what is
Way in first place with 3.5 points.
But what's the name of the song? It's close.
I
Oh
see.
yeah,
He's
Andy
only
Baldwin
at-
got it half point.
Okay. So Ryan only 3
So that
points.
was if you-
Andy in
yeah.
second.
Right. So that's If You Leave by Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. Okay, here we go. This is one of my favorite songs by this band coming up. What a great set of drum intro songs.
Do you think I did this on purpose?
I don't know, but it's freaking awesome. Here we go. Seriously, that is like such a recognizable drum intro. And as soon as I play the next 2 seconds, everybody's going to get it.
Yes.
All right. Should I? All right, here we go. I love that song.
So great.
Eliminator and Afterburner are the two most solid albums. Well, I like some of the earlier stuff too.
Right.
Tres Hombres is really good. Rough Boy, ZZ Top, Andy gets both of the points.
Yes.
Full point. Full point. I need to get those clips going, don't I? Sorry, Ryan. Okay, next song.
I'm pretty sure that's a percussion sound.
Andy, I totally agree with you. That is a killer song. Why can't this be
right.
love, Van Halen? Man, Andy gets another full point.
He's pulling ahead. He's ahead of Ryan. Andy
Wow.
in front, 3.5 points.
Wow, that was good, guys. That was good.
Good guess. Love it.
Great picks this week, man. Great picks. Okay,
Thank you.
this is one of my favorite songs. Also, this is great. I had every one of these songs in my library tonight. By the way, I love that when that happens. All right, here we go.
Okay.
This is a hard one. I'm gonna rewind that. Another drum intro.
Right.
That's probably enough. Play the
That's funny.
13, 14 seconds. We'll play it again. He's cheating. I'm crushing it.
Oh, Greaseball's got the title of the song.
Yeah, Greaseball gets a half point. Probably Shot Boys. He got it. He got it. He got it. Full point, Greaseball. Awesome work. Fantastic band. I've seen them 3 times live. That's fantastic. Okay, here we go. Next one. How's that? Just leave it at that?
Yeah, sure.
That is a weird intro.
Well, it's a weird band.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
You have? They were
yes.
just on tour.
I saw them years ago. They're great.
I always thought they looked weird.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah. Oh boy. One of the cats
was that?
knocked over the door.
That sounded good.
Yeah.
I thought that you were playing another percussion intro.
Hey, Ryan got it. And Greaseball. Half point for Greaseball, half point for Ryan.
So that means that's our last song.
And it was
folks.
The West End Girls by Pet Shop Boys was the one before, and this last song was Your Wildest Dreams by the Moody Blues.
So Ryan and Andy tied with 3.5 points. Greaseball in a strong second with 2 points, and Daniel Copeland with 1 point.
Dude, that was pretty sweet.
Fun.
Good work tonight, guys. Well, I think we should finish up with some news.
It's the Arcade News with Adam Stevens.
All right, this first article comes from Florida Today. Man loses game, punches the screen at Sully's Backstreet Bar in Melbourne, Australia. After losing at an arcade game in a bar, a Melbourne man put his fist through the screen and pushed the bar owner, according to a police report.
Crikey!
Crikey!
Oh!
He's a big one. If I'm not careful, I'll be dead in seconds. Darren Cotismo, 53, of the 400 block of Avenue B, which it's great they give his address. Like, really?
Well, they just kind of generally, like, if you hang around the block.
Yeah, The 53-year-old was charged with a criminal mischief following the incident at Sully's Backstreet Bar in the 1800 block of Avocado Avenue. No joke, that's the name of the street. So just east of US 1 and north of Aurora Road. There's a what is
US 1?
Yeah,
What, in there in
United
Australia?
States. I don't get it. Why are they telling us all the logistical details of where this guy is? It's like
They're probably like, well, this originally the article was like 25 letters, words long, and they're like, hey, let's put all the
let's
addresses.
put his address in there and make it really fun.
Yeah, I
Oh
get
my
charged
gosh.
by the word.
Oh, yeah. So this next
Paid
one
by
is
the
by
word.
Game Rant, and Fortnite was given a retro arcade makeover by fans. Note, I should play this red YouTube link while I'm reading this.
Yes.
Okay. So
That's funny. You read out loud your instructions.
but it's funny because I can't click on the link. It just doesn't. I have to like copy it. It's just it's very.
No, if you click on the red,
okay.
and you look above the big blue box,
I have a cell. There's a cell.
There's a little link with a little icon that's like with a little arrow. You see it?
Nope. Oh, there it is. But it was hidden by because it looks
it's a little higher up on top of that other thing.
Yeah. So this is kind of complicated because I got to put it in here and then this, and so I should have these queued up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fortnite was given a retro arcade makeover by fans. It's already been made clear that the Fortnite player community is an incredibly talented and creative group of people. Fans have designed their own custom skins as well as those based on crossover partnerships. They've come up with hilarious memes, and they've come up with a brilliant way of securing victory royales. The latest fan creation is yet another example. On YouTube, you can go see this right now on our channel, Fortnite content creator JHB Team posted a video called Fortnite, the arcade game, which imagines the multiplayer shooter as a totally retro arcade-style platformer. The video switches out of the game's soaring orchestral blockbuster movie music for some delightful chiptune sound effects, such as when the player character loots a downed enemy. And then weapons in this fan creation are more like pew 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 than ricocheting pops and things like that. So, and there's a heads-up display that flashes insert coin just like a real arcade title would. So check that out. We just put a clip of it up on the screen. So also from Clav, we have a little news that most of you may or may not know. So if you're a Claver, great, and if you're not, there's a man by the name of Bob Roberts. We call him the real Bob Roberts, and many of us have used Bob's services over the years to help complete our games. Mark, how many did you ever buy anything from this gentleman?
Yeah, he sent me some stuff, and he mailed it so that I had to ship him a check. I guess he wasn't a PayPaler.
No,
and
not at all.
and you had to like ship your check off quick because he mailed his stuff that day. And
there was no PayPal when he started.
There wasn't, but I mean, I started talking to him like 2013 or so.
Yeah. So I actually used him probably in 2006 or 7, and then I didn't send my check right away, and I got put on the blacklist, and I had to earn my way back onto the good list. So for cross shipping, that is. That's when someone agrees to ship you something immediately and you promise to send the check. So anyway, there's the Alaskan Zen user on Clav wrote, Bob is alive. I got a response today from an old email I sent. And it says, we haven't been able to reopen yet due to health reasons, and we most likely will only open to sell off remaining stock whenever possible. We may be able to help you with some items in the meantime, just a bit slow. We've moved to Maine, so apparently the doctors are better there. So the next news item comes from Cinema Blend and all over the internet and my email. Today, I believe it's today, the Atari VCS went up for official pre-orders. It had something like 10,000 backers to raise the funds for this at $2,003,817 for the console. So those people, I assume, are getting consoles because they contributed in some way. But the pre-orders are up, and the console ranges from $200 to $300. It looks cool, but I have no real interest in it. I don't know about you, Mark.
I'm gonna wait till they are starting to sell them at garage sales.
Well, I don't know how you sell something and have $2 million worth of investments when you don't know what it's gonna do.
Like, I don't know. There's a lot of dumb people, I guess.
It's like, we're gonna make a car, and it's gonna have wheels. It's gonna have wheels, and it'll have an engine.
Right.
Pre-orders will start at $3,000. So we can guarantee that it's a really good car. It'll run on retro roads, and
I don't think car's a good example. How about this? We're gonna make a movie.
Okay, we're gonna make a movie.
It's gonna be 2 hours long.
2 hours long.
And you'll be able to watch it on a screen, but we don't know who's in it or what it's about or where it is or anything.
Well, actually, I would go to that movie because the movie is
2
like
hours
that's
of a white screen.
that's a cheap investment. Like $300, they better be doing something unique under the hood, because you can go buy a PlayStation 4 for $300. What has the VCS got that a PS4 doesn't?
Well, we don't know.
Well, apparently it has Atari retro games in it. So
Okay.
it comes with a joystick. Which what if there's paddle games? I hate it when they ship those little Atari flashbacks and there's the paddle games are in there and there's no paddle. How do you play any of the paddle games?
I know they just hard code the joystick to move left and right at a certain speed or something.
I don't know. It's very
It's
annoying.
not like it's a, vectored or whatever.
Kaboom.
Yeah,
What do you do with Kaboom?
I love Kaboom.
It's a great game.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about this as you're driving home. Kaboom, a 2K game.
2K? That's it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what? Some prison guy dropping bombs on a. I don't remember was it a green wall? I don't remember exactly.
It was a green wall
Why was that wall green?
because it was probably cheap to run that color. I don't know. Maybe it was a
Sure.
different color than other colors, and
It's interesting. I've read about
That's
Activision,
prophetic.
and they had a specific color palette of very bright and beautiful colors, and they used those constantly in their games, so that they would all sort of be, share that in common. Where I don't remember how many colors. It was like 35 colors or something.
Speaking of bright and beautiful colors, your monitors all look pretty good back there on your Nintendo machines.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Popeye needs a cap kit. I have one of Ian Kellogg's first ever cap kits before he opened his store, and he sent it just for me to try out.
Okay.
And one day I'm going to put it inside of this game.
After
But in
the caps have
meantime,
dried
I'm
up.
killing 4900 monitors.
Nice.
But I think this Donkey Kong Jr. was restored by Fetish Boy, actually.
Really?
And he sold it to his buddy, and who one day decided he just didn't want to be in the hobby. And I got this, and I think I got this, the Donkey Kong 3, and a Super Mario Brothers versus cabinet from that guy.
I like
amongst
Donkey Kong
other
3.
things.
Donkey Kong 3 is great.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, I like to do the little dance that, and he. You know that part? Yeah. Like if I cosplayed anything, I would dress up as, not
Stanley?
Mario. What's his name? I forget.
Stanley.
Stanley. I would dress up as Stanley
Mhm.
and just dance that and have my wife carry a boombox playing that song.
Stanley is the weird cousin of Mario and Luigi. It never gets any love. He didn't make it onto a T-shirt or anything.
Stanley.
I think I'm gonna make Stanley T-shirts and see if I can get away with it.
Do it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It's a, an esoteric character.
I like them. All right, so that's I think that's pretty much the arcade news.
Yeah, we ran out of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all she wrote.
Wow. I love that. That's a good bumper to the end of that.
It's stolen from Batman. So it's hilarious. That's when the Joker comes on and he's like he's talking about Smilex. Remember that.
Let's put a smile on their face.
Just one more time for fun.
I wonder if Danny Elfman wrote that.
I would suspect it's on that soundtrack.
Right.
The 2-disc from Entrada or whatever, or Lala. Can't remember who did it.
La la.
La La Land.
La la la.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. That sort of wraps it up for this week. We went in total reverse order. It didn't work out so bad.
It seemed sort of natural.
Yeah. Maybe a little confusing to some of the guests.
Yeah.
Wednesday, and we went backwards. How more weird could it be?
I don't know. How weird do you want it to be?
Very
We're
weird.
getting weird, man.
It's getting weird in here. All right, well, this is Arcade Radio. Are we caught up on the iTunes?
Oh yes.
Excellent. So we'll try to get this up in the next couple of 24 hours here. And
yeah. Before I take off for SFGE.
All right. Thanks for listening in. We might have to use my copy because you were gone for like 15 seconds.
Oh,
it's still on YouTube.
I'm not recording. I just downloaded it off of YouTube.
Yeah, you got to get it before they flag it.
Yeah, I could still get it. I just log in as one of those countries that don't give a crap about piracy.
That's hilarious.
Totally Philippines or something. I don't know. No disrespect to any listeners in the Philippines.
Are you German? The lead singer of Journey is from the Philippines.
Yeah.
It's been a all Journey, all night, all week. Greaseball says he wants his money back.
We'll send it to you.
All right, let's see if we can crash this thing.
Man, that Atari VCS looks like a Necronomicon type thing. Like you could open a portal to hell or something with it. Maybe that's what's gonna happen.
You could be right. There it is. It's kind of pretty. I wonder if I could play Rocket League on it.
I think you could hold a door open with the way it's shaped.
Just when you thought the song was over.
Extended version.
One of the rare times we make it to the end.
Hello?
Hello?